Okay, good evening everyone, and by the time students are joining in, I will explain what we are going to do today. We are going to work on Mocha AE. Mocha is basically a plugin that comes installed in Adobe After Effects. Whenever you install Adobe After Effects, Mocha AE is already installed with it. It is from a company known as Boris. So there is two versions. One is a Mocha Professional, which is a standalone version, which does not come with After Effects, that you have to separately install. But Mocha AE is for After Effects. So that's why it's called Mocha AE, as it's part of the After Effects. Now, this plugin is like a really good plugin, which helps you to nicely uh, kind of motion track, okay, or rotoscope your project. So some of your projects, you will notice that it requires Mocha AE, so you can use this project, this tool for those projects. So we have already learned how to do a different kind of motion tracking. We have done using motion tracking normal one. We have done motion tracking using uh, like corner pin. We have done 3D motion tracking. So let's see how we can do any kind of motion tracking with the Mocha AE. So Mocha AE is basically a planar motion tracking. That means it produces flat plane. It's not a 3D. So flat means plane means like if you're applying something, so it's like you're placing 2D cards on the face or anywhere else. So it's 2D. It's like a card, like a flat card that you start placing. So that you have to keep in mind whenever you are working with it. So first thing we will do is the regular one. I have this footage here, and if I will play this, you will notice that it's a footage of someone typing, okay, and slightly the camera is moving. It's not moving a lot, it's slightly moving, okay. So that means we cannot put anything over here, because if we will put anything here, so that what it will happen, the camera is moving, so that screen that we want to place, that will also start to move, okay. So to avoid that, what we need to do is we have to do motion tracking, then we will do the screen replacement. So everything we will use inside After Effects using the Mocha AE. So I will take this footage, convert this into a like composition. Now we will have this composition. Now to apply Mocha AE, you have to go to animation on the top, and here you will see track and Boris FX Mocha. So you will just type here, you just click here, track and Boris FX Mocha. As soon you will click here, it will take you to effects panel, and then here you will see launch Mocha AE. So you have to launch it by clicking this button. As soon you will click on this button, it will open Mocha in a separate window just like this. So if you want to do registration, you can register or register later. So I will just press register later. Okay, and it's showing me that there is a new version, all those things. So if you don't want to see the screen, just press on don't show again and press close. And just it started. So show next time. I will uncheck this one. I don't want to see this window next time. So I will just uncheck this and press start, and the Mocha will start. Now at this stage, I'm inside the classic view. There are different views: essentials, okay, which will only show me few of the things. Classic will show me everything here, okay, all different kind of options. So I recommend to use the classic because it will give you more options here. Now let's see first the interface. On the top we have here uh, the save button to save the project, because Mocha's software is saved separately. Then you have here pick tool. So we have two different tools, mark you tool and lasso selection tool. So what it do, it just selects anything from your screen. Now this is a moving tool. This moves the points that you create for tracking. And this one if you want to add more points, then this is the button like this is the tool that you will use. This is the hand tool, which will move your screen. Okay. This is the zoom tool, which will zoom your screen in and out. Okay. And this one is basically the main tool that you will create the tracking area with. Now this one is the same tool. You can create a tracking area, but this will create a square tracking area, like only a square shape. This one we usually use because this one you create your own and whatever you want. Inside here we have different options to make, and if you have already created, you want to add some points, you can use this. Then you have Bezier, B. X is automatically, it will create curve corner. Bezier here is just like pen tool in Illustrator or in Photoshop. So you have to click and drag to make curve points. Here curve points are made automatically. So I recommend to use the X blind because it's more easy. Then here attach one layer to another. If you want to attach two layers together, that you can use with this one. Okay, this one, if you want to rotate anything that you have created on the screen. This one, if you want to scale anything that you have created, and this is if you want to move anything that you have created. Now these are planar tools. This is planar surface. Suppose you want to create a planar surface over here, so you will click on planar surface. Okay. Now suppose I want to replace this orange with something else. So I have to make planar surface many times because this is round, this is 3D, and this only creates a 2D shape like a square. So I have to make one square here, one square here, then square here, then square here, then square here. So many squares, then I can replace with whatever I want. So keep in mind, this is a 2D planar software, not recommended for 3D. For 3D, you can use, I think it's better to use the 3D camera tracking inside After Effects. That's the best one. And if you want something to bring from Maya or something else from a 3D software to replace, then there is a plugin which is called 3D Elements, and it does not come free with After Effects. You have to install that. Now here we have show planar grid. This is just for view so that you can test if whatever you are doing is right or wrong. Okay. This is expand the planar surface. If whatever you have created like a screen replacement with a planar and you want to change its size, suppose if you think it is wrong, it is small, so you can change from it from here, so it will change for the entire frame. Okay. And then here is if you want to change the like all these things all together, then you click here. But if you want to use these three things, okay, one by one, so you have to click here. But if you want to work on these three things all together, then you click here. Now this is the workspace you can choose. We are in classic right now. Now here is the layer that you add. The layers are created here. You can hide the layer. You can make the layer processed or unprocessed. If you don't have this cog icon or this gear icon on any one of the layer, that layer will be disabled. It will not work. Sometimes what happens, you create something and maybe next time when you're moving something else, that layer will also move. So you can lock that layer to avoid. Now here you can change the color of anything that you're creating here, like you're creating motion tracking area, so they all are red. But if they all are red, it's quite confusing. If you have a lot of things to render, it's quite confusing. So because everything will become same color. So if you want to change the color of them, you can choose this option. And if you want to change a color of a mask, if you are producing, like if you want different masks, so you can change the color of the mask from fill color. This is outline for motion tracking area. Okay, this is for fill, which is for mask basically. Okay, now this option here help you to select things. Okay, very normal, to delete anything, to duplicate anything, to lock, to make it group. Okay, invert selection only for selection purposes. Now you can make this bigger or smaller. I will make it bigger so I can add more items here. Now here we have layer properties. Now layer properties, we have in and out. Suppose you don't want to render or motion track the whole thing, so you can decide from where you want to start and where you want to end. So in means from where you want to start, out means from where you want to end the tracking. because sometimes you don't want to track the whole thing. You want to track only from here to here. So what you can do, you can create in and out. Now these are the blending modes. Blending modes you use if you are creating mask inside the Mocha, but I don't prefer that. Do it in After Effects. Here, if you're creating inside the mask, then you can use this option. Now, insert clip means if you want to add something over here and want to check if everything is working fine, so you can test that. This is for testing purposes, basically. Link to track. Suppose if you have created rotoscope and that rotoscope should move with the hand or move with something, so you can link with that other layer. Otherwise, if you will not link it, so that rotoscope will automatically move where to the part which you are tracking. Okay, but that is not recommended because it takes a lot of time to render and to change. Now edge properties will come down over here. Edge properties are basically if you're creating an outline somewhere, so you can make the outline thicker or smaller. Now here all are the play options, and this is the frame option, which frame you want to go in, okay, and which frame you want to go out. Same thing as here, it's given at this stage also. This is total frame. Now this is if you want to zoom in or zoom out in the parts that you are working on. This is if you want to zoom and check the whole thing. Okay, so if you want to only see the part that you are working on, like me, in and out, so you can click this. If you're working on the whole project, you click this. This is for first frame, last frame, end of the video. Okay, play backward, play forward, one step back, one step forward, and stop. This is for loop or one-time play or something like that. This is for tracking. If you want to do tracking, exactly the same way you work in Illustrator. Oh, sorry, in After Effects. Here you have keyframes. You can add keyframes if you are changing. You can manually change and add keyframes. So manually, if you want to do this one, you will use a lot if in the rotoscoping, if your rotoscoping is not working fine. Now down here we have dope sheet. We don't work on the dope sheet a lot because this is for keyframing purpose. We have clip, track, and adjust track. Clip only if you want to play the video to see how the video is, what kind of video you're looking at. Track, where here you do the motion tracking and rotoscoping. Adjust track, if something is wrong and you want to move it around, then you do in the adjust track. Okay, so that's all we have right now. Now I want to track this video. If, as I showed you, this video is basically showing this whole thing it's moving around and our hands are basically there, and I want to replace this screen with some other screen. So I have to first motion track anything from the screen. So it will motion track that, and then I will apply the planar surface. So two steps over here. So right now I cannot play it. I cannot do anything except here for stopping unless I have a motion track option here. So what I will do, I will just maybe select this part here, click here, click here, click here, click here, and click here. And if I want to stop, I will press right click. Now this is the part I have chosen for motion tracking. So this will track the whole thing. That's all. Little part, not the whole screen. Better not to select the whole screen. The part that you think are easy to track. So I'm just tracking this area. Once I have selected, now you can see everything is active. You just have to make sure you are in the track area. And here, what I want to do is that I want to replace the screen. So that means it will be perspective. So in the track we have clip. So we will use this clip that we have right now on our screen, and you can see it is a red color. You can change the color if you want. Maybe I want to change it to purple color, so it will become a purple color here. Okay, so now you can see it is purple. And here we have all this input channel area, which here I don't usually change anything. Here we have large motion, means like there is a lot of motion going on, so I will keep it large motion. And this one, I think large motion, usually it's better, it works fine if you keep it on large motion, don't change it a lot. Now, if you are working on a screen replacement, then it's better to use perspective also. And if you're only motion tracking and you want to put something else there, then don't use these two, shear and perspective. But if you're doing a motion tracking, so yes, it's better to have shear and perspective also. Now I'm done with this part. So what I will do next is that I will just go to my track forward. And as soon I will press that, so you can see that it has started to track my footage. So wherever this part is, it is tracking that. Okay, done. Now I am done. Now I have to apply planar surface. Okay, so I have to click on the planar surface here, and it will show me this planar surface at this stage. Now what is this? This is the screen that I want to replace. So I have to move it here. Okay, and then I have to adjust it so it matches my laptop screen. Okay, now to check if everything is fine, I can go in the first frame here and then readjust it. Okay, so I have to go in the first frame. Always you have to go to the first frame, then adjust it, because I was doing on the last frame. Last time is not recommended. Okay, now the shortcut to move the pan around is not spacebar, because by mistake I pressed spacebar. Spacebar means to play. Now once you are done with this, you have to go to adjust track. When you will go to adjust track, so you have to take all these points, make them master points. So I will go here at this option and click on set master all. So now they will become master point. So now if I will play this footage, okay, so you can see that it is adjusted, but it is kind of moving. So wherever it moves, what I need to do is that I have to go to that part. Like suppose here it is moving, I have to reposition it just like this. And again, I have to press set master all. So it will again set it. Okay. So this is something that you have to manually fix it, but it won't take too much time. Okay. So this is one way of doing this one. And whenever I press set master all, it creates this keyframe automatically there. You just have to move that and set master all. So you have to go back and forth to check everything is fine or not. Okay, so this is one way of doing that. Now let me show you another quick way to do this. That is much more better. So I will delete this, whatever I created. Now I'll go to the planar again, the X-spline again. Now this time I will create for the whole thing. Okay, just like this. And press right click over here. Once I will do this, you will notice that as soon I will get this planar here because I already clicked it. So it's always better to keep it on your screen. Otherwise, what will happen? It will track with whatever you have. Because last time what I did, I didn't click it. But it's always better recommended to click this. Okay. Now, either you take the whole screen or you take the little part. It's up to you. I just took the whole screen just for the safe side. Now I will put them to where it is. Now I'm on the first frame when I'm doing this. So this is always recommended that if you want to replace a screen, so you have to, when you're doing the X-spline, you click on the show planar at the same time. And once this is set, then you start doing the tracking. Okay, so that it will stay with it. Now once this is done, if I press this, this is how it will look like on the screen. So this is fine. And this is basically if you want to expand it. If I will do it right now, it will completely make it bigger and apply on the screen, which usually you don't want to do that. And once you are done, just start the tracking here. Now you can see that it's not giving me any issues that we were having before. Because what we did now is that we are doing the motion tracking and the planar surface at the same time. Last time we did the motion tracking first, then the planar surface. So it's always recommended you do the planar surface and the motion tracking at the same time. Otherwise, it will not work. It will work, but you have the same issues that I was having before. Now this is very quick and fine. You can see that it is not moving at all from the screen. It is all well maintained. So it would be, it is little slow because I selected the whole screen. Otherwise, it's not recommended to select bigger parts. I could select smaller part, then I could start the rendering. But I just did that so that it will take more pixels around. Now I'm done. Now I want to check, is it fine or is it not fine? So from here, I will press this one. If this is moving with the screen, so it is fine. But you know, this is what it's a grid. It gives you like an idea, okay, like a 3D idea, something like that. But it's too big. Sometimes it is annoying. So what you can do, you can go to Insert Clip option, and you can choose any one of these. You can put logo. Okay, you can put your own image if you want, or the same video it will put there, or anything which is on this layer, or you can put this grid, okay, or this, just to show you how is it. If you play this, okay, and it moves with it, so that means it is fine. So I think it is fine for me, so I will just remove this one for now. Once I'm done, I will just press the save the project. Once I will save the project, I will close this project. Now everything is inside the After Effects in this option. Now first of all, what I need is that I will go to the tracking data, because I didn't did any kind of rotoscoping. Mat is for rotoscoping, tracking data is for motion tracking. Now I want like a screen to be replaced here. So I will just go to the project and bring this one down. Okay. And what I will do here is that I will just right click over here, and then you know what, the best thing to do at this stage is that delete this one, make a new composition of this screen, this one. Once it is done, I will close this. Okay, now I will take this one and put it over here just in this way, and then I will go inside this composition. Oops, I did, where is that? Yeah, this one, the composition which I made. I will drag this composition on the top. Now I will go inside this composition by double clicking it. Before going that, I have to go and check what is the size of my video. Composition setting, it is 1920 by 1080. So I will go to this image here, double click it here, composition setting. I will keep it same, 1920, okay, and 1080, and press OK. But it will not fit. So what I will do, I will right click on the image, transform, not fit to comp, because otherwise it will become like this, stretchy. I will only go transform fit to width. So it will be something like that. And also the good thing is that I can animate this. Okay. So what if I want to do something like, let me move this down completely. Okay. And I will press P over here for position. Then I will go make a keyframe, and I will go in the end of the footage and move its light up. So it will look like this, that a screen is moving up. So this will, I will put it on the over here. Okay. So now I will close this. Now I will hide this for a moment so that I can go easily here in the effect control panel. Now what I need to do is that I need to use my tracking data. I will click here and it will ask me which tracking data. So we have only one layer. So this is what I want. Sometimes what happens, you have so many tracking data, but you have to choose the one that you want to replace or use. So you can just click on this button on those layers. Suppose if I have 5, but I want to use only 3, so 2 layers, I will just uncheck this icon over there. So it will only use the 3, not those 2 which does not have this. Okay, but in our case I have only 1, so I will press OK. Now the tracking data is done, but I need a corner pin with motion blur support. Now where I want to apply, I want to apply it on this one, layer 5. So I will choose the number 5. The name of this is 5. So I will just choose that one and nothing else. Source, it will be source. I will unhide this one. Now if I will press apply export, so it will go over here. Okay. And I can turn on my motion blur as well, and also here. Now if I will play, you will notice that. Okay, let me play again. By mistake, I pressed the I button here. So you can see how easily it replaced it. And because I animated inside, if you remember, this is also animating there. Okay, so I hope this is clear. And if you have any questions, just let me know regarding this. A very simple way to use Mocha AE. It's very simple, very easy. You just have to select, choose your planar, and then you start. Now let's do the same thing, but this time we will do on a little complicated video. So I will go back to my project. I will delete this one here. Okay, because otherwise my memory, it will take my memory. I have this footage of like a man, he's using his mobile phone. Okay, and I want to replace this screen, but now issue is that his finger is coming in front. So that means I have to rotoscope his finger as well. Okay. So that we have here, this kind of footage. I will select this footage, go to effects here, image, animation, track in Mocha AE. By the way, this is also available in the effects also. So you can go to Mocha AE, you can click from here, or you can go to animation and click here. Now we have this, you just have to press Mocha AE, and as soon you do that, it will take you to that software. Now first thing is that, now suppose if anything is coming in the way and you want to track, so what will happen, the track will not work right. The reason the track will not work right, because his finger will, his thumb will be blocking that track. So what you have to do, you have to tell After Effects, ignore this thumb. Like suppose for this scene, it will be better for me not to track the whole mobile phone. Otherwise, the thumb will be blocking that whole tracking area. So if you are doing that, for example, let's do first this way, then I will tell you the easier way. So if I'm doing with this way, like I'm trying to track the whole thing, right click here. Now if I will try to track this mobile phone, so what will happen is that it will not track perfectly because this thumb is blocking. So what we need to do, first of all, let me rename this layer by double clicking here, and I will call this screen track. Okay, and then I will go back here. Let me change the color of this one to something else. Okay, now I will take this spline tool again. Okay, and I will zoom in. And I will just take his thumb and right click. Now, first thing what I want to do is that hide and unprocess the screen. So screen will be hidden and it will be not processed. Only this layer 2, which is this thumb, which I will call right now track fixer. So what it will do is that I will track this, and I will tell Mocha this that when you will start working on the screen tracking, ignore this one. If this will be ignored, so it will track whole thing perfectly without having an issue because this is blocking. So that is one easier thing that you can do if something is blocking. But when you're making this kind of a layer to fix your blocking part, it have to be on the top of the actual tracking. Now I will start tracking. So it will start tracking this. At some stage, you might see that the points will move back and forth. So you have to just bring those points back to the position if they are moving a lot. Like suppose here it had moved a lot, so I can just bring it here. Now it's fine. Here also it moved, so I will just move it here. Or even after you are done tracking, you can still do this because it creates a keyframe. So that's one good thing about Mocha tracking. So you can freely move it once you are done the tracking, because after tracking, if you find something that is moving off, you can move this around. Okay, for example, I will not change anything right now. I will just let it finish the tracking, and then once we are done the tracking, then I will go back and try to change whatever I want to change, just so that we can see if it is working fine or not. Okay, now it's done. I can start going back to fix the point. Now when here it comes, so I need to fix this point here. Now one thing you can do is that if you see this handle, if you pull in and out, it you know uh, kind of curves up the corners. Like here I have a sharp corner, so if I will move this inwards, it will become softer. So if you want to make your corner softer, just push it in or out. So this will make a nice kind of output for you. Okay, so as you can see now, so now I will go back and see where it is moving. Let's suppose here. Good. Move this in. So unlike After Effects own tracking, this one works more fine. Just you have to move it. That's all. And automatically it will fix it. Because in After Effects you have to stop, move, track, stop, move, track, and that will take time. Here you don't have to do it. You just have to go back and forth, change this, even after you're done your tracking. I'm done with my tracking, I'm just moving it. Now here it moved a lot, so here I have to push it more outward. This one have to be softer as well. And always go back and forth to check, because sometimes what happens, your previous one changes also. When if you're changing the current one, the current keyframe, maybe the previous one changes. Okay. Now, right now I am quickly doing it for the sake of this project. Otherwise, if you're doing on your own work on your own project, so try to spend more time on it. And all these green you can see are the keyframes. So if you want to jump between keyframes, you can use these back and forth. Actually, you don't have to worry about this part. You only have to worry about this part, which is covering your screen. So I'll just go a little bit back just to see if everything is okay. So seems like everything is fine now. So what I will do here is that zoom it out, and I will go back to this layer, turn on. Now for the tracker fixer, I will keep it on, but I will uncheck the process, the cog here. So it will not process this because already it is rendered. Already it is tracked. Now I will go to the screen, turn on by surface, adjust the surface here. This is where your screen will be placed. Okay, now I have adjusted. Okay, like it's not perfect, but I just did it as I have to zoom in, but I don't want because there are more other things to do. I will start tracking this. Now this is start tracking, and at the same time, what it is doing is it is calculating this thumb track, and it is ignoring the thumb. That it will, it's like there was no thumb at all. It's just doing something like that. Otherwise, if you don't have that thumb, so what selected or motion track separately, what it will do is that it will uh, it will count that something is there and it's blocking the view, and then it will not correctly render the whole thing. So I guess even if you will turn on the track, this track fixer's cog or this uh, like gear icon, it might work, but I'm not sure. I just leave it closed. Like I just uncheck this one for some reason because I believe that it might affect, but I have seen that people using this without like closing this one. So maybe you can keep it open while you are doing it. But for me, I keep it closed so it won't get affected. Okay, almost we are done. Now, one thing is that we did made this fixer here with a thumb. Now, it is matching really nicely on the thumb. This can be also used as a rotoscope part. Usually what you do, if you want to do rotoscoping, you don't rotoscope the whole thing. What you do is that you just rotoscope as like you just track a small area, make a rotoscope, and drag that area to that small thing, just like in Neo do with the null. Now we are done. I will just press the save button here. Now go back to my After Effects. I'll close this. Now the first thing, as I did before, I will take this footage here, bring it on the top, the 5, this one, hide this for now. I will go back this here. Now I need to create a track data, so I have to click here. As soon it will ask me what you want to work on. So I don't want to work on the track fixer because this is the fixing layer. My main layer is this, the screen. So I will uncheck this one, only I will choose this and press OK. Once I'm done, I will choose this one layer. Let me rename this and call this screen replacer. Now we'll go back to original. Now here in the layer export to, I will choose screen replacer and turn this on if visible, and then I will press apply export. Now as soon I will do this, you can see that it is there, but issue is we need to rotoscope something here. Okay, now as you know, we already made a layer fixer, so that to fix that we can use for motion tracking. Okay, so for rotoscoping. So what I need to do is here at this stage is I have to subtract whatever I created from this screen, so there will be a hole. So I will go to the screen replacer layer on the top, then I will go to layer, new, solid, call this one matte, or you can say matte mask, and create one here, but I will hide this one. Go back to my original one. Now I am this time working on the matte. So here I will go to visible layers, choose tracker fixer, because this is only for tracking, but this is for the masking, because this is his thumb. So I will why it's not doing that? I think I have to click on, I have to go to shape and then try. Yeah, okay. So in the shape you have to choose all, not all visible. So I will choose all, go to visible layers, then uncheck the screen, only keep the track fixer. Now if you want to see what you are bringing, so you have to click on view matte, so it will show you this is the one that you're bringing there. Now I will choose apply, okay, and but it will apply on this one, the one which is here. So I have to make sure it is applying on here, the mask. So for that case, what I will do, I will select my layer here, and on the top you will see there is a lock button, because if I want to apply, I have to go here then apply, but as soon I will go to the matte mask, it's not there. So I have to make sure I go back here, lock this. Now if I will lock this and go to this matte mask, okay, so I will still see this options because it is locked from here. You have to lock it. Now everything is fine. I will just add a little bit blur here, maybe 5% of the blur, and I will just press on the create AE mask. Okay. Oh, I did something wrong here. I have to be on this layer, then press create AE mask. So now it has created the mask, you can see that. Okay. Now I think the feather is 5, so I have to increase. So no problem, you can increase more if you will go to feather. It didn't apply the feather, I don't know for what reason, but you can press F on your keyboard to go to feather and apply your own feather here. Now how I can use this as a mask. So I can go to my screen replacer. In the track matte area, I have Luma matte mask. So I will select the Luma mat, invert it. So what it will do, it will just show this one and hide the other. Now this footage, I don't want the whole thing because the video is still here. So I will just select it here. And if I will press the spacebar to see, so you can see exactly how it is working here. Okay. You have to spend a little bit more time on the rotoscoping because you can see that the thumb is a little pointy because I did it very fast. It's not that clean. But when you're doing, you have to make sure you're doing it fine. It's all done. And this screen does not look realistic because it's not matching with the color. So if you remember when we were doing the chroma screen and I showed you the way to fix the color, so that you have to do, like, if you remember, I asked you to go to the red channel, then blue channel and do the changing. Exactly the same tutorial you have to follow to recolor this. Now, I don't want this to be locked anymore. I will unlock it. Okay. Now this is, we created the rotoscoping area from the existing fixer mask. What if we don't want to use fixer mask and we want to use our own? So I can go back here. Let me remove this tracking here and remove this old one. Sorry, the mask here, and remove the old mask here for the rotoscope. Let's create a new one. So I will go back to my footage, click Mocha AE. So from where I stopped, it will start from there. Okay. Now, and also you can see that is there. Let me uncheck both of them, all of them. Okay. And then I will create a, let me zoom in. I will create something to track. So I will just create a tracking part. Maybe I will choose this part of the thumb. So it will track the thumb, and I don't want a planar. Only I want to track the thumb. I can make it smoother. You don't have to, but I just did it. Now I have to track it. So I will call this one, this layer, double click it, roto tracker. And then I will track this. So it will track only the thumb right now. So it's only tracking the thumb, and if you see that it is moving here, you can also move it after you are tracked. Your tracking is done, but to save time, I'm just doing before tracking is done and track it back. So here also it kind of moves. You can press space bar to pause the video, and you can change and drag again. Okay, the shortcut for the tracking is greater than or the less than key on your keyboard. Pause to stop, and greater than, less than to greater than to track forward, less than to track backward. And actually, you don't have to worry about this tracking because we are not putting anything on it. We are just using this as a link. So you don't have to even worry about if it is going off or on. Okay, so don't have to worry about that part. But sometimes it might affect. For the safe side, you can change it. But usually, if you're only using this for the tracking, like for the tracking purposes, so then no need. But I'm doing for the safe side. Okay, done. Now what I will do, I will just zoom out a bit here, and now I will go and make a new layer, hide this one for now because it is done. And this time I will create a mask here, the rotoscoping mask. So this rotoscoping mask will be hidden when we'll be moving, when in the After Effects when we want to remove this thumb. Now this is created. If you want to fix it, you can zoom in and you can push this inwards, all these things to fix it. So because you want a smoother mask, so you have to push in or out so that you can get smooth result. Okay, now I don't want to track this. What I want to do, I will go into here. First of all, I will rename it and call it roto. And right now it is linked to itself. That means if I will do the tracking, so it will start tracking it. And I don't want to track it. I just want to link it to roto tracker. Now it is linked with the roto tracker. So if my mouse is moving, you can see it is moving with the roto tracker. Okay. Only thing what I need to do is that wherever you feel this is going off the screen, just like here, so you can just take your mask and move it just like this. So back and forth a little bit you have to do the change, and then you are done. Okay, so you have to go a little bit wide apart, not near, because that will take time. Go to something that is far away from this keyframe. Then we can come back in the middle. That will be much more easier to do. Okay. Okay, again, I'm just doing it very quickly for the sake of this project. Otherwise, for your final projects, try to make it more perfect. Try to take more time to do this. And one thing here is that because our main thing is the screen, so don't worry about the ones which are on the top. Main concern is this area. So just I'm moving it around, almost I'm at the end. These I will leave because that's not a big issue. This one is the main thing. Okay, it's a whole lot of manual work here for the rotoscoping. Rotoscoping is always a manual work, even if you are doing if you're using the roto brush 2 or roto brush 1 or any in the After Effects or software like this, it always takes time for that. So sometimes you might have maybe you have might seen in the movies that when they use the green screen, or like the mobile screen for replacement purposes, they put a green screen in front of that. So what will happen? You can you can use that green screen and chroma out the finger or anything that is coming in the way. So that's the main purpose they use the green color over there. So if you want to do something in your project, that make sure you use the green color on the screen, so that when you will move to After Effects, instead of rotoscoping, you can take that color and move it around and put anything behind it. So that will be much more quicker. Okay, so now we are done. Simple, what I have to do, save it, close this, and again I will go here, effect, new, solid, and call it matte. Make sure it is on top of this screen replacement. Now and go back to my original footage, lock this screen, go to the matte, and choose here shape all visible layers. I will choose the roto only and turn this on. Okay, make sure you are on here on the mat, and then I will press create AE mask, and as soon as I will click it, it will use that roto which we created and put it here. Now only thing is that you have to go back to your mat here. Let's do one thing, uncheck this lock button, then you can go to the mat, press F for feather and give it a 5 sort of feather over here. Then I will go to screen replacer, screen replacer, choose Luma Matte Inverted, and there we have. So this is how quickly you can change your, you can create the mask. Sometimes it takes time if there is a lot of movement in the screen, and the one that we are using here, I like, for the first time I didn't use a lot of time. Next time I spend a little bit more time, but still it can be fixed. You can always go fix it, or you can use the roto brush 2 over here, so that will be more faster. Or the best way to do this is that always use the green screen on your mobile phone, so you can just green screen it out and then you don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, so that's how we can replace things on with the help of the Mocha. So let me close this, go back to the project. I will delete this what I was creating right now. My computer is stuck for some reason. Let's see. Okay, so now what you can do is that you can take a short break of 15 minutes by the time my computer will get back on track. So just after 15 minutes, we will meet on Blackboard, but make sure just come on 50, like you all should come back so we can start the class, because if anyone of you is missing, so it's little hard to start the class. You all should be there on time. Okay, so now it's working. Okay, so now before going, I will just show you one thing here. If you can see, there is a green screen here. This is what I was talking about. But this footage is a very simple footage. There is nothing incoming in front of it. So there is no use of doing this, because this will be not challenging. Challenging will be something that we have done this one. Okay, the one that we did before. This is quite challenging because we have this part coming up, those kind of things. So you can do a lot of there are a lot of possibilities with this one. Now you can take a break. After the break, we will start with some more Mocha track stuff. Okay, take a 10 minutes break, and right after 10 minutes we will start the class. Okay, so we'll meet on Blackboard.